Hello everyone, welcome back. DJ Sajin's Gamertag coming at you live once again from SJNFM for yet another Audiosurf 2 showcase. What we've got for you tonight, we've had a few sessions of going back through my backlog of my CD collection, revisiting some old favorites, sharing some songs that are really important to me. Hopefully they're now important to you. And just having a lot of fun reminiscing and stuff with that. Sharing some deep parts of myself and all that. Now we're kind of going back to what the Audiosurf showcases were originally, where just a lot of more recent stuff. Specifically, like as the title says, last time was specifically out with the old, and now we're in with the new, baby. So specifically what tonight is going to be a lot of stuff that was really got a lot of mileage in this past year, my 2025 specifically. Revisiting some stuff from a few years before then, with a couple older tracks sprinkled in here and there still to share. If you watched Audiosurf Showcase 7 and your biggest criticism was the song variety, I have directly addressed that tonight. Got so much different stuff. You can see a good preview of some stuff down there. Those are a few artists we're going to have multiple tracks from. K-Pop Demon Hunters is obviously going to make a pretty big appearance tonight. How could it not, with how big it was last year? We've got some songs from The Strike coming, at least one song from The Midnight, some electronic artists, Brondo, Zomboy, Draper, Eliminate, all kinds of stuff like that. We're going to have a lot of stuff, and would love to hear those in the chat and those who inevitably watch this at a later time. I'd love to hear your favorite song of the night, your favorite skin, your favorite highway, or favorite combination of the two. Maybe it's like your favorite song and skin on its own or somewhere else, but you like a certain combination that I put together. But I love hearing the feedback. But we're here to have a good time. There's gonna be some powerful, some emotional stuff tonight, but I think more so, it's a lot of fun. Like some really, really good songs. I'm about to hit you with. So a couple rules to get out of the way if you haven't been here before. I am unfortunately not playing requests. I've got a curated playlist that I've been working on for a while. So a collection of songs that I've gotten together, and I'm finding an appropriate custom skin from the Audiosurf 2 Steam Workshop to play those on. So we're kind of like mixing and matching stuff together to see what works. Epilepsy warning, this is unfortunately that kind of game, so if you have a history of that and don't have a handle on it, this, as much as I'd love to have you here, this might not be the stream or the video for you. I'm going to do a whole massive rundown of like my history with the songs and my logic for picking what I picked and everything before that, but if you're ever not sure what I'm playing, you've got a little bar at the bottom of the screen that's going to give you the rundown. Any given time you can check that, except on loading screens. That's like the only time. But yeah, just take a look down there for reference whenever you need it. And I'm not sure there's much of a content warning. I will address like some drastic shifts in like genre and tone when they come up, but I don't think there's any content warnings tonight, which means unfortunately no say anything. Sorry. I think that about covers it, so let's get right into our first song, which is the song that is up right now that I used for the sound check. As we mentioned, K-Pop Demon Hunters, huge cultural phenomenon that just came out of nowhere last year. Hasn't quite been a whole year yet. I think it dropped in like June, I want to say, or maybe that's just when I watched it. But oh yeah, anticipating new songs to add to playlists. Oh, I hope so. I hope I've got a lot for you. hoping to like broaden horizons and stuff tonight. If you're, I know last time was a trip down memory lane, and so revisiting some artists you're probably more familiar with. I'd like to think there's a bit of that tonight, but I'd like to think discovery and fun is the name of the game tonight. So let's see. But yeah, K-Pop Demon Hunters was huge. The story itself is kind of like, you can, if you haven't seen the movie, you can probably predict how the story goes. But what really helped it stand out was, for one thing, its animation style. It's done by like the Sony animation team, which did like Spider-Verse and most recently GOAT. That's I think has been well received. And so just like the blending, like it's 3D like CGI animation, but how it blends like the almost like the anime art style, it does it so well. It came out really nice in that regard. And then also, it goes without saying that the soundtrack of the movie is what really helped propel it to new heights. Just like giving it the full, like legitimate, like AAA K-pop production treatment with the songs. Like they're literally designed that way to just be like actual K-pop hits, and there's just like no distinction or demarcation in between there. It's they turned out really good. So I'm gonna do a few songs from the K-Pop Demon Hunter soundtrack tonight. I did forget to mention we do have 22 songs that we're trying to get through tonight, which is a little bit more than last time. So I'm trying to get through that. The three that I'm going to be playing are basically my personal top three. If I don't get to one of your favorites from the movie, I'm sorry about that. I was working on a budget with what songs I could get, and I chose the ones that have stuck with me personally. Starting with what is definitively my favorite song from the movie, which is Your Idol by the Saja Boys. Done in like the big climax toward the end. Both of the songs in that climax at the end of the movie were just honestly really, really astounding. But this one especially has, it was honestly between the two of those for which one was my favorite in the movie for a long time. But as time has gone on, it's Your Idol is definitely taking the cake, I would say. Especially so, like if you like analyze the lyrics and everything, like Shafrillis, the YouTube channel that you guys probably know, did a video of ranking the songs, and like specifically when they were talking about Your Idol, they talked a lot about it basically being a diss track toward Huntrix, and just like all these little comments included in the lyrics, and it just keeps adding more and more depth to the song, and it's just so fun. It's so fun to listen to. Like a legit amazing villain song, which directly from Disney, we don't really get that anymore. So that's just nice to have. But just like as a villain song, it's fantastic. As a diss track, it's fantastic. The vibes are just like really, really spooky and fun. And it's great. It's great. It's easily become my favorite from the movie. I listen to it endlessly. And we're gonna kick things off with that in some familiar territory here. As for what skin I'm using, though, I tricked you. We are not using Colorful Darkness as much as I would like to. I feel like in terms of overall vibe, I do think Colorful Darkness does fit the song pretty well. It was in contention for a long time, but what it came down to is I've already used this one a bunch. I've used it like 3 or 4 times over the course of these different playlists. So I'm gonna pivot to something that I haven't used as much. And that is the Undertale God of Hyperdeath skin, which we used a few sessions back for the Virtual Self song. What was it called? Sorry. There was a Virtual Self song that we used for that I thought was very fitting, even though I hadn't played Undertale. It's just like what my impression of that fight would have been like. For this, ideally, like the character facing us is the idol saying these things. There's also a line about like I could be the star you rely on, and like we're hitting stars as we go through the highway, and so something about that resonated with me too. It also fits the vibe, interestingly enough, and it's one I haven't used quite as much. And this one is by the man, the myth, the legend, Simon Evo. We've referenced him every time. We're not going to stop referencing him because all the cool shit on the Steam Workshop is made by them. Well, most of it. A good portion, but a good portion. But yeah, so the first song of the night, we're doing Your Idol by the Saja Boys from K-Pop Demon Hunters. And on the Undertale God of Hyperdeath skin. So this is kind of a blend between some artists from the before time, kind of a CD collection era that we've visited previously, and more recent songs, because this is Coheed and Cambria, which is an artist that I've been familiar with since the days where I used to watch Fuse in the mid 2000s, or even early 2000s, I would say. But it just like really influenced my musical taste and just got to know a lot of interesting artists. I miss Fuse too, and if it is around, or if it was around right now, it probably wouldn't be a Fuse worth visiting, unfortunately. The last I saw of it, for one thing, back when I was watching it, it was more like alternative focused, and then I think at some point they made more of a shift into like rap and hip hop. And then I think around that time or after that time, they were also starting to delve into reality TV stuff, much like MTV and VH1 before it. So that's why I say that. It's around, but all they play is random TV shows. Yeah. So it took a little longer, but they still got to MTV levels, unfortunately. But in the 2000s, it was a treasure trove of. It was like prime period of MTV, but for like alternative artists. I found so many artists that way. Coheed and Cambria was one of them. I remember seeing the video for Blood Red Summer specifically, and I'm pretty sure Faber House Atlantic as well. This is, it's a blend, like I was mentioning, because this is a more recent song from them. They have even more recent stuff than this. They had a 2025 single called Someone Who Can, which I had also considered including on the playlist, but this one ended up winning. This one is from like 2018-ish, I want to say. And they have a lot more intricate stuff going on with their albums than I can probably talk about here, because I admit I don't know all that much about them. I know like 5 Coheed and Cambria songs, but every now and then it's good to find them again and songs jump back out at me. This album seems to, like, look at the album art for one thing. It's like, what in the Stranger Things is going on over there? Like space, or just like Ender's Game vibes is almost what I'm getting from it. But I have a feeling it's some kind of like space opera thing that they're trying to tell, but I don't know any more about that because this is the only song that I've heard from this album. But this is a really good song, very interesting, very fun lyrics, and the chorus hits really well. It's going to become apparent that there are going to be songs that I know by heart in here, but some of these songs are kind of not so much I know them in just like in passing, but they're kind of like one-offs, and I just like never really took the time to know the lyrics all that intimately, or just like delve into the album they're from a little bit further. So just some issues we might run into. I might have trouble explaining stuff, but it's a really fun song. A lot of parts of it hit really right. One thing you may remember of Coheed and Cambria, if you knew about them back in the day, is the vocalist had like an incredibly high pitch to their voice. And it's kind of funny how with the passage of time, it's gotten lower. Everyone's getting old. Stop it. Cut it out. But it's very apparent in Someone Who Can, if you go and listen to that. This one's kind of like in between. I think it's still kind of there, but if you go listen to Favor House Atlantic, it's still almost entirely different. We start belting out like, your eyes tell the stories of a day. It's crazy. Crazy what they were able to do. But yeah, this one's just still very interesting and atmospheric, and some parts hit really, really well. So I feel like the space themes that seem to be in place here are a good fit for Simple Trans, which we used before for the song Now by Nick Mystery maybe 2 sessions ago. I just have a screenshot of tonight's playlist, and I don't have the full chronology readily available right now. So I'm guessing here, but it's a fun one. It's out in space, and it's very reactive. It's got like the tall walls on either side of the sound levels. So it's very fun. And this will only be our second time using it, because it's a newer one to the table. But this one was by, I think their name was different before, but their current name is reading as Metal Kitty. I did just get these names off of Steam last night, but if you know anything about Steam, you know that people can change their name whenever and as many times as they want. So just be wary of that. I'm doing what I can to help you find these, though, if you're interested in these. But thanks, Metal Kitty. This is a cool one. Hope to use it more with the passage of time, I would say, because this is only our second time on stream. But this will be A Disappearing Act by Coheed and Cambria. Hope you like it. I mentioned we're going to go back in time a little bit before 2025, and so now what we're going to do is revisit an artist from when I went to Decadence a few years ago. If you're not familiar with Decadence, it is a great big electronic music festival. It's done in the city of Denver, Colorado, and it's done for like New Year's. It's done like the night before, and then it's like done like the 31st. And you're there for several hours. So you're there, like the second night, you're there like a few hours before New Year's. You're there like as it transitions into the new year, and then there's an extra like 2 hours after that. I've mentioned in the past some of my experience with that Decadence. I'm really glad I went, first off. But on these playlists, I had a song from Cloud None that he played on the first night, which was like one of the first songs that like stuck out that whole time. Porter Robinson was there, and he's been featured on multiple playlists, and so it was very special to see him. A bunch of other awesome artists were there. Jai Wolf was there, had an incredible set. I don't know if I've done any Jai Wolf songs. Maybe I should at some point. Cascade was there. He was okay. Flume. Grizz capped off night 1, and that was really, really fun. And I don't think I've done any Grizz songs, and I really, really should in the future. I should think about that. We're gonna focus a little bit more on night 2 tonight. Night 2 was when Porter Robinson was there, and so there was that part. We got that out of the way. Brando was at the start of Decadence Night 2. So when you're first getting in, so they have 2 different stages, at least when I went to Decadence. They have 2 different stages there, and just people performing, and then like if you're getting in like on time, and there's hardly anyone in there yet, because most people are in there for like the headliners that come like a few acts later, or for the transition into the new year and stuff like that. So it's kind of sparse going in, but we were on time going in. And so Brando wasn't at the first stage when we walked in. He was at the far one, so we went there. Well, I think it's like 2 guys. I'm gonna say them regardless. But so we went to the far stage, and there was hardly anyone there. So we were able to get up like right up to the stage. Just like I'm not even sure the people that I went with knew who Brando was. We just went over there to check it out. And we were able to get like right next to the stage, practically like 1 or 2, 3 at most rows of people in front of us, because that's all there was, and we weren't even all that packed together because there wasn't really a need to be. That's all that was there. It was just very, very, very sparse at the beginning, is my point. I'm taking way too long to say the same thing over and over again, but so like right up. It was an interesting experience because it's an artist that I wasn't really familiar with, and at least initially, at like a first impression, their sound is a lot harder than is normally my style or my taste, and some of their visuals almost like it's intense. Like if you're like a room that, because like one thing I forgot to mention, I'm sorry, I'm taking way too long to go on this, but one thing I forgot to mention is like I have a video. Like when it's full, I have a video of when Cascade was performing at that Decadence, and it starts with him at the stage, and then I just pan and pan and pan, and there's an ocean of people down on the floor, and there's an ocean of people elevated on the opposite side, and we're on the other elevated side because we got VIP tickets or passes or whatever. And it's just, I just love showing that to people because the reaction is like, they always just kind of go like, they react to it early, and I'm like, no, it's still going. And then they go, holy shit. It just, but so the point is like the stage setup is meant for like a sea of people. And there's like, at the start of Decadence, there's a handful there in front of you. So you're up close to the stage with these giant monitors doing like the visuals for their songs and stuff, and as you can see, Brando has a gorilla theme. I hope you can make that out over there. But so a lot of their visuals were just like flashing lights with a gorilla just like roaring at you, and it was a little uncomfortable to be up that close. But while both of the artists I'm going to cover tonight I was initially uncomfortable with for different reasons, I quickly got over it with Brando because Brando was funny. Brando was funny as fuck. In case you couldn't tell with the queued up song called Banana Bread VIP. Trust me, the food is included in the subject matter of the song. The visuals are also fantastic. So VIP also, if you're not familiar, because in the world of EDM or electronic dance music, there are remixes where like if an artist is doing a remix of someone else's song, a VIP in most cases is when the artist is remixing their own song. So they already had a song called Banana Bread, but this is the Banana Bread remix, but they did it themselves. So instead of calling it a remix, they call it VIP. Artists like Silvahound and a bunch of others have done the same thing. So that's what that means if you're curious. I'm not sure I even know what regular banana bread sounds like. It does not matter. It can't be better than this. It's not possible. Well, this song is so silly. It includes like so they sample from fun stuff. I don't know what this song is in particular, but the other one we're gonna do is a fun connection for me, and that's why we're gonna do it. But this one definitely played at Decadence. I'm not sure if the other one did, but this one definitely did. It has really fun visuals. I probably laughed like crazy when I heard this. The visuals is like, as you can see in the album art, there is like a wad of banana bread. And when the drop happened, the banana bread opened in half and like some gun turrets came out and started firing. It's fantastic. Anyway, this song is stupid and it's hype as shit, and it is going to take us to a next level. And then I've got one more Brondo song later that we're gonna do. Alright, and so for this one we're revisiting a favorite that you may think I've used a bit too much. But when push comes to shove and you need a skin that just reacts, you go to Rust. And it fits the color scheme as best as we can, probably. So it has that going for it too, and then just the reactive nature and just how it bounces and vibrates with everything it possibly can. Just it was a no-brainer. As much as I tried to find something else, I tried to do like album art colors, like album drive and stuff like that, I'm pretty sure, but we came back to Rust. We're at least only using it once tonight. This is the only time. Had to get it out of the way. And then this is by Kyanite, which I believe this is the same name as last time. So thanks, Kyanite. This is a favorite skin of mine. Really, really good stuff. So we're going to do Banana Bread VIP by Brondo. And everybody better be dancing. Now it's time for definitely our biggest artist of the night, and one I'm very excited to share with you if you're not familiar with them, The Strike. If you're unfamiliar with The Strike, but if you're familiar with the Midnight, they're very similar to the Midnight, even up to like the type of font that they use for their name. But it's more if they took a slightly more pop skew to their sound than the Midnight did. Like the Midnight leaned a lot more toward electronic, I would say, and the Strike is a lot more pop. But it's very similar 80s vibes. I made a joke one time, is like I love both of. I love that one band with like the 80s vibes with great saxophone and guitar solos, and they both have a lot to do with California or something like that. And it's like talking about both of them at the same time, kind of stuff like that. They're very similar. I've known about them for a while, but the beginning of last year, they came to my city for the first time, so I went to see them at a little small local venue. It was very intimate. The kind of venue where I think at one point he said there were 200 people there, and I looked back and I was like, really? But it was that intimate. I'm actually wearing here. Cut over. I am actually wearing, to commemorate the occasion, I'm wearing the shirt that I got. But I want to preface it by saying they only had, I want to say they only had XL or double XL, and the person like at the counter selling it warned me that it's a little big for the size, and I was like, that'll be fine, and I don't think it was all that fine. But here's the shirt. It's a little long. It's a little long. It is specifically of this album art. Just unfortunate. Yeah, I picked a color where it just kind of blends in with the fabric too much. I made all the wrong choices with this shirt, and I wish I could do it all over again. They had shirts, they had an eagle with a lightning bolt, and they had like an 80s car, and I picked this one. I don't know why. None of them had tour information on the back or anything, so that didn't affect it. I just made the wrong decision, and I wish I could change. I wish I could fix it. But anyway, the show was good. I loved going to the show. This was the most recent album at the time. I want to say it's called A Dream Through Open Eyes or something like that. I don't remember. But they actually have new music coming out. So we're not going to do their newest stuff tonight, but this is from their, I want to say, 2024 album of that name or something similar. Has a lot of good stuff to it. I would recommend The Getaway is really good, like to the point that they released it on the album as not a single, and everyone else, like the fan response from it is like, oh, okay, we should make it a single now. And then Down is very similar to this, and I want to say American Dream, just like Paradise. It's a pretty good album overall. Their sound is really good. This is gonna hit the 80s vibes just right. And to help with that, we're going to Synthwave, a tried and true one. Smar mentioned Sunset earlier, and that might have been their exposure to the Midnight. We're gonna hopefully repeat the process, show you a very similar artist also on the Synthwave skin, because we did use Synthwave for Sunset back then, so that's doubly funny with that. But yeah, this one just has really good vibes. If you like the vibes here, we've got 3 more tracks from this artist coming later tonight that I'm very excited to show you. They're the headliner tonight, so hope you enjoy. And this Synthwave skin is a double feature made by Classified and Lasser Lawrence. I'm not sure how the uploading works with 2 stuff like that, or if it's like one uploader and they just credit someone else. I don't know. But thanks, you two. This is really, really nice skin. I like it a lot. Another one that I try to not use as much. I am actually using it with another song tonight, and I'm sorry for that. But yeah. We are doing Soundtrack by The Strike on the Synthwave skin. Going to go to this one. We're gonna go to Ginger Root, which I'd like to think is a fairly popular artist. I don't know if I've officially gotten into them, but I do like this EP of Nisei Mono, which I believe translates to fake, or some variation of that. Which fits into the plot lines. So the story with this, and like why I really like this EP, is it's proof that Spotify advertising works. At least not when it's advertising ICE recruitment, but advertising actual songs. Like, they advertised this album to me back in like 2020. I remember it distinctly because I was pretty new to like the remote work with my job back then. So I was working from home. I had Spotify up on my, I think, Amazon Fire TV stick at the time. And this ad just kept coming up, and the background stuff sounded. There was like a whole plot of like a Japanese pop star gone missing and stuff like that. And I'm like, you know what? I'm intrigued. I went and checked the album out. It's like 5 songs. I like all of them. It's a vibe. Ginger Root are perhaps the example of a genre known as city pop, which has to be one of the laziest genre names right next to house music and character action game. But basically it's kind of like, I don't know, stuff you'd hear in like the Yakuza games, or just like old kind of like Japanese pop stuff is kind of what it normally falls into. Oh, it's Nisemono. It starts with an N for Nancy. The spelling is right there. We are also going to get to the titular song from the EP, but right now we're going to do Over the Hill. Was a bit of a tough choice because I like all of the songs, but they're all pretty similar. Like, if you don't know them well enough, they could pretty easily blend well together. But it's kind of to the point where I'm not really sure which one is my favorite. I kind of lean toward another one called Holy Hell quite a bit. But I tried that in this game, and I just wasn't really feeling it. So I tried the other ones, and so these are the 2 that I fell on. We're gonna start on Over the Hill here, which has some wacky background instrumentals and stuff like that. There's just kind of even though it's city pop, it's a bit more of a groovy vibe. It's still high energy, fairly high energy, and so keeps the vibe up for now. For this one, we're gonna go back to one I haven't used in a while. I want to say it's been like since like the 2nd or 3rd showcase, but we're going to. Is it? Yeah, it's there. We're going to the Mario Kart skin, doing some Rainbow Road. Because the city pop genre is meant to convey a bit of a like retro feel, and then also like there's a real subliminal reason. There's another song on this album called Loneliness, which if you watch the music video for that, it does give you the rundown of like the story of the album and basically what's going on. Where basically they're like filling in, it's like their band is kind of filling in for the Japanese pop star who disappeared basically, and that the music video conveys that. But there's a part of the song Loneliness that reminds me a lot of the music from Rainbow Road, specifically on Mario Kart 64. And so it's not this specific song, but there's a bit of a connection there to help give logic. And this skin is by... Oh yeah, very fittingly, this guy's Steam name is a radio station. Scrogonculus 102.8 FM. Fantastic. Thank you so much, Scrogonculus. I like this skin a lot. Should probably use it more, but yeah, so we're doing Over the Hill by Ginger Root. But time to revisit another artist from around the same time, because a few years ago... Where are they at? Okay. A few years ago, so as I've mentioned, I've now seen the Midnight twice. The first time that I went to see them when they were headlining for their Heroes album, they had a band called Nightly open for them. Midnightly, if you will. It's funny how it's appropriate that way. But this is like an even more pop, like we're doing a pop swerve away from the Midnight for the moment. So we got like the Midnight The Strike, and then Nightly would be even further on the pop end, I would say. What I can say about Nightly is, like, their songs are very palatable to me. Like, I added every single song that they played that night, I think. This particular one is the one that they opened with, and I got a sort of sense of familiarity. I almost feel like I heard it on the radio or something before going to the concert. And there was some weird connection in my head where it's like, oh, it's that band, but I don't know if I actually heard it. I don't know. But I haven't, except for like one song of theirs, I haven't needed more than one listen to just go, oh, okay, yeah, I'll add that. Like, it's all just very... It's just very palatable. I like, and they stay in your head, and they're very good. Very good stuff, I think. They do enough to be interesting. Yeah, this is the one that they opened with, and the one I guess I'm most familiar with. I tried, or I thought about, a lot of their stuff is slower. They have some really good slower tracks, like The Movies, and 20-something is really good, might even be their best. They were even featured on a electronic song by A-OK that was pretty good. They even performed that night, even though it was just them. So that was cool. I might do that A-OK song at a later time, because that one's pretty good. I just didn't. The ones that I picked are. I just chose to go with these this time. So this one's a little slower and is the one I'm more familiar with, and then there's a more upbeat one coming a little later. So we'll get the best of both worlds there. But yeah, On Your Sleeve. And then for this one, we actually have a new skin that I have not used before. Exciting. So I wanted something that was a little toned down. Kind of in the vein of like Colorful Darkness. And I got, perhaps we could call it a little more Colorful Darkness. Okay. So yes, this one's called Light Rails, and it's kind of doing what Colorful Darkness did, where it's only got the color on the edges of the highway. But as you can see from the preview here, it's the effect is it's not across the whole bar. It's always like the light is ahead of you, trying to get away from you, and you're trying to catch up to it. And that kind of lends itself to like the somber nature of the song almost. Well, not so much somber, but like, it's just, I guess, like just not upbeat all that much. But you'll see, hopefully. I'm sorry. I really wish I didn't have a headache right now. But this skin is by Turosaurus. Very interesting. But thank you, Turosaurus. I like this skin a lot. I think I've actually had this one for a decently long time, and I've been trying to find a use for it, and so it's good it finally worked for this one. But yeah, so we're doing On Your Sleeve by Nightly. Hope you like it. It's time to bring back Brondo. Which, so this one, I'm not entirely sure if it was played. If it was played at Decadence, it was only like a part of it or something. Maybe they just used it as like a transition into something else or something like that, you know what I mean? But I definitely found it after the fact because I know very well what this is sampling because it is near and dear to my heart. This song is sampling none other than Hellsing Abridged, which I'm super excited is like a really quick way for me to get someone to like, or to get me to like someone. So like massive points added to Brondo for a Hellsing Abridged track, and it's fucking stupid. I love it so much. Alright, and you gotta look at this album art and be like, we need some of that color in there, right? We gotta do that. If only the like album cover version or something like that worked pretty well and we could look at the gorilla the whole time, but unfortunately I didn't really like those very much. Yeah, okay, this is normally at the bottom, but since I used it recently, we got Album Drive up here, so we're gonna get these deep purples, blues, pinks, and it's gonna fit the vibe pretty well. And then Album Drive, another tried and true one. This one is by Kite and Corrupted Audio. Alright, so time to get stupid again, and then we've got another really intense EDM track after this. Well, it might be more of actually a different genre than I'm not very good with the genres, I'm first to admit that. But, alright, expect some more tomfoolery as we do Goofed by Brondo. So we're keeping the energy pretty high with a piggybacking from one Decadence artist off to another. So there was quite a lot of build-up with night one of Decadence. Like when Grizz finished off night one, and that was like a huge show. He had so many people on stage and everything. Like it was so much fun. It was like highlight of the night. Whereas night two was a little different. So first off, there was because it goes on for a couple hours after the new year, the person at the end isn't necessarily the one to like welcome you to the new year. It's just whoever's at the end of the night. So Porter was kind of in the middle somewhere, and that was kind of the highlight of the night for me. That was like the main reason I was going to Decadence in the first place. And then at the end, well, like Brondo was the beginning of night two, as I mentioned. And then we had Porter Robinson in the middle somewhere, and then Zomboy was who I ended up seeing at the end. So he was like the night two finale, and it's another artist that I wasn't really, I definitely wasn't familiar with going in, and their style is. I don't know if it's just me getting old or what, but I think their sound is a little too intense for me. But out of what I heard that night, this is the only song from them that I added, and I kind of listened to it a lot. Well, first off, I added it to my like fighting game relevant playlist, and it's had a lot of activity over there. But I end up listening to it a lot because I really don't have anything in my playlist quite like it. So like Brondo got around the uncomfortability that I initially had because of the like how funny and like memey their stuff kind of is at face value. This one is it's more because of the feature. I can't quite read who the feature is. It should be at the bottom. It's just my computer screen is fucked and I cannot see that far down. But the vocal feature on this track, we're gonna get well, like this song is basically two different songs put together. We're gonna have the vocal stuff to start and like the build up and everything that they're a part of. That's all great. And then when the drop happens, it's like, you know that Key and Peele joke where they say like an alien communication takes place? That, but like it's the aliens from Mars Attacks and they want to kill everybody. RX Soul, thank you. So yeah, RX Soul, the vocal feature, doing a fantastic job. I absolutely love how this song starts, and there are those segments peppered in, or like there's another segment of that later on. I love all of that. But then it's like it's the drop that I'm uncomfortable with, and it's not really. This is a weird term to use for like electronic stuff, but it's not very melodic. It's just kind of chaos. Using a lot of like chirps, for lack of a better term. I don't know. It might just be me getting old, but it's a little intense for me. So it's like this is. I would almost use this as an example of like this is the hardest shit I can get into. Anything harder than this, and I'm out, man. I can't do it. It just like, but just know that like and everything with vocals and stuff, that's all fine. And then the moment that drop starts, I'm almost out of it. But I just, again, as I mentioned, I reference it a lot. I listen to it a lot. I reference the drop and stuff a lot too, because I just don't have anything else from Zomboy, and I don't have anything else in my playlists or anything quite like this. It's a little bit different. But I would use this as an example of like the hardest shit that I'm into. So just get ready for that. Anyway, for this, we are going back to another tried and true skin, because we just needed something that reacted well enough, and there's only a few candidates for that, unfortunately. But for this one, we are going back to, it's normally down here, there it is, Coloricious Glowing, the classic. And this is made by Sirgalicious, as somewhat referenced in their name. So thank you, Sirgalicious. We're doing another from you later tonight, finally. And these have always been good. This one I've gone as far as saying in the past, it's like whenever I try a song out, I start on this, or like this is just a skin that I just use when I'm normally playing the game and not when I'm trying to find particular stuff. So that's, to me, that's a pretty big compliment. So we are doing Born to Survive by Zomboy featuring RX Soul. And strap in, because it's pretty crazy. Ah, okay. All right, okay. We've got I like to do this every now and then. We've got some connected songs that kind of have a theme going. So Born to Survive, the lyrics were talking a lot about holding out until tomorrow. They want to see the next sunrise, but we're not there yet, because for now, we're in the Shadowverse. Midnight did have a new album last year. I listened to all the singles as they were releasing them, but I have not checked out the full album yet. I still need to get around to that. If I had checked out the new album, we would have definitely had more than one song to play from them tonight. But in terms of the singles that have been coming out, it's kind of just been each one better than the last for me. because last time we were here, Chariot was from the same album. That was the first one they put out, and that one was kind of like a weird vibe, but it was like, okay. I was okay with it. But I'm still not sure about the subject matter of that one. Then let's see, what came out after that? I think it was Love is an Ocean next, and I was like, okay, I'm on board, yeah. And then I think after that was Digital Dreams. I'm like, oh, this is really good. And then Shadowverse came out, and I'm like, god damn Shadowverse. Again, like with the Midnight, like they're accumulating quite a big discography at this point. They have several albums, and if you're not too familiar with their stuff, it could, like their songs could kind of blend together and be a little samey to some people potentially. Like I could definitely see that. But to me, this is a song that just stands out so much in spite of that. Like the synths that you're gonna hear doing the doom doo doo doom doo doo is just like iconic to me at this point. Even though the song is like a year old, if that. But it just has done such a great job of just standing out. It's good that like, cause like with other artists that I've known for a long time and that I've seen, just eventually they're like when they release new stuff, I just stop caring. Like if a new Andrew McMahon album came out, I'd just be like, okay. I don't know, man. It kind of, you ever feel like you've just gotten everything that you're going to get out of a relationship with an artist, and then you feel like you need to move on to someone else? It's kind of where I'm at with Andrew. It's like I love 3 projects from you, man, but this project is just still going. I don't know. I think last I heard he's still doing something corporate stuff, and maybe that'll be something. I don't know if he's released music recently. All that recently. It's been a year or two. But yeah, I was worried about that with Owl City, but the recent Owl City stuff has been great. At least their like 2023 album. I don't think they have too much more after that yet. But the Strike's been going well. Like I hear their new stuff, and that's good. And the Midnight's great, and the Midnight has the honor of being the only artist that I've seen more than once live, so that's good. But yeah, so we're gonna do Shadowverse. I like this song a lot. I cannot tell you what the hell it is about. Something reincarnation. But you can't reincarnate no more. I don't know. I'm notoriously bad about interpreting song lyrics, and I didn't take the time to like go look up a meaning thing for it. But I like the vibes a whole lot. And just as I mentioned before, this song has done everything it can to stand out in an already pretty dense discography from this artist. So it's really good, really stuck with me, and I really need to get around to checking out the rest of the album, but we're hitting the quota tonight at least. Now for this one, we're going back to, I wouldn't go so far as to call this a tried and true one, but we have used it a couple times, and it's up here because I played it recently. Neon Vector. About time we use this for a Midnight song, I feel, because they kind of belong together to some degree, but haven't quite done that combination yet. So we're gonna cross that off the list as well. And this is by Classified and Simon Evo. I knew he was gonna come up again. I think he's coming up at least one more time, if not, several times every night in perpetuity. But thanks, you two. This one's really, really cool. Alright, but yeah, we are doing Shadowverse by The Midnight off of their recent album Syndicate. We'll see if you like this one. This one I'm very excited to show you all. And I actually want you to directly compare it to Born to Survive, because I don't know if it's all that similar, but I'm far more into this, I would say. But continuing the theme, because like Born to Survive was talking about making it through to tomorrow. To do that, we had to shift through the Shadowverse, and now it's the dawn. So this is Eliminate and Flux Pavilion, and is there someone else included? There might be someone else included. So I think Flux Pavilion is another EDM artist. And then, but yeah, so this is a one-off. I don't think I have anything else from Eliminate at the moment. This album's called like Get Off the Internet or something funny like that, and it apparently has a parental advisory, although I don't think there's any of that in this particular song. Mish. Okay, Mish is a third one. You're a big, like that kind of Mish. Mish is in You're a big. Get out. But no. So this one. This one I think I got into back in 2025. It's a little more recent, but I do want you to directly compare this to Born to Survive a couple songs ago. So for this one, it has vocal parts that are great. Yes, I don't know if I would say they're as great as the vocal parts of Born to Survive. What makes this song for me is the build-up in this song is the hypest shit I've ever heard in my fucking life. Let me tell you. And then does the... again with the drop, I'm not sure if the drop like fulfills or like cashes the check that the build-up brings in. Like, I don't know if it's worth the hype, essentially. I can get into it, though. It's a lot easier to get into than Zomboy. It's, like, not that hard or anything. It's just... I don't know if it's satisfying enough, but, I'm gonna be vibing the fuck out to this song, and I hope you do, too, because this song is hype as fuck. I don't know what else to tell you. I'm probably gonna DJ set and rainbow to this, that type of shit. But it's super, super fun. This is one of the ones I've been the most excited about. It's been in my head for weeks now as I've been setting this up. I've been trying to hold myself back from humming the build up and stuff these past few streams so we could do it tonight. It's like that level. And for this, we are doing the other Sergalicious skin that I mentioned. I'm not sure if I've used it before. Okay. Sergalicious Shiny is what we're doing. It's has a lot of vibrant colors and stuff, yes, but you're gonna see, like, it's not gonna take long at all for you to see why I picked this one when we start. It's gonna be black and white at the start, and then as soon as the vocals come in, it adds color, and you just go, yes. Yes. And then it has a lot of fun with build-ups and the drops later as well. It gets pretty bouncy and funky. So I did look around. I recall looking around quite a bit for this one, for a skin that works with this one, and I'm glad I found this, and I'm glad we finally use it. And this is by Sergalicious, as I mentioned. Then it's right there in the name. Thank you, Sergalicious. This one's really cool. I'm so excited about this song. Let's just fucking get in. Let me put it. This is Dawn by Eliminate, and get ready to freak the fuck out. I want everybody freaking. I want 1 million emotes in the chat, okay? And believe it or not, there's more hype stuff after this. Eventually. Okay. So, returning to the strike, finally. I mentioned that the first song that we did is from... I don't think the new album is out yet, so I will say their most recent album, or like their 2024 album, could just say. This is from their first album, I believe, Faint of Heart, as you can see in the title there, which I checked out before attending the concert early last year, and they hadn't quite found their sound yet, so there was a lot more like experimental stuff going on in this album. I didn't end up holding on to that many songs from there, but this one I definitely held on to. This one is a keeper. But it's if you're expecting the same sound as Soundtrack earlier, it's slightly different. I'd describe this as almost a little more of a Maroon 5 sound, or what Maroon 5 eventually became. Kind of gives off that vibe, and there is a rap feature from, I believe, Citizen Kane is the full name. I see Citizen there, but it's cut off. But yeah, you just have to keep this one. It's such a vibe. I don't know what else I can say about it. But just like in later albums after this, they definitely found their sound, and the sound they found is good. Like, don't get me wrong, but just like, I don't know, you find different stuff on this earlier album. It's just different, and maybe you wish that some of that carried over, maybe you don't. But this was by far the best find off of that album. I love it a lot. It added it early last year, and it's still on my playlist. And I still don't think I skip it ever. But yeah, and then for this one, we're going to... I'd call this one a tried and true. We've used it a couple times. We're going back to Nightshade, which has a specific color set for the skin highway itself, but it does use the album art for the background. It does apply a good amount of bloom to it, so if the album art is too bright, it kind of just turns into a white background. We will take advantage of that later, because we will come back to Nightshade, but for here we can vividly see the like color gradient heart here, and then it fits pretty well with the Nightshade skin. And it's a vibe. I tried quite a few skins for this one. This one was tough to find. The strike stuff as a whole, aside from like... Well, I'd say Soundtrack was pretty easy, and like the final one I'm going to play was pretty easy. But this one and another one later were pretty tough to find a highway for. So, but this one is by Bullet Fever 409. Thanks so much, Bullet Fever. This is becoming a favorite. I like this. I like this skin a lot. Maybe didn't need quite that much bloom effect for the album art sometimes, but overall it's really nice looking skin. So we're doing Cyanide Truth by The Strike off of their Faint of Heart album. Here we go. But yeah, we're finishing up Ginger Root with the other selection for tonight, Nisemono, which is the titular song from the Nisemono EP. I should really check out more Ginger Root, but just specifically this EP I really enjoyed. This one's also a vibe. It's a little... I don't know how to describe these. It just... Very interesting. very interesting, and they've stuck with me. I've been listening to them on my like console Spotify account for years, ever since I added them that way. Enough that like I could have accessed this EP and these songs at any point, and it's taken me this long, but I still did it. For this one, we've got another new highway, and I'm excited about that. I call them highways because Guitar Hero exists, and I think Rock Band, I want to say Rock Band used that too, I don't know. But I think Skin is the technical term. But highway is also appropriate because you're a vehicle going down a road, and they did that Dark Highway. But you know what I mean. But for this one, I've been looking for a use for geometric space, and I kind of like it for this one. Because it's kind of, again, like the city pop genre is kind of like retro, like old tech type of sound that they're trying to do, and so this is like an old game on an old computer or something like that. I think the vibes hit right for it. I think it's a good fit. And this is by Scissors. I counted, there are like 7 S's in the middle there. But it's all lowercase scissors with 7 S's in the middle. Thank you so much. This one I've definitely had for a really long time, and I've just been waiting for the right thing to use. And this is the right thing. So here we go. We are doing Nisemono by Ginger Root off the EP of the same name. So now on to a popular artist that you're probably familiar with, but we'll see about this specific song. You guys know Muse intimately? This is a another band I should probably look into more, but like every song that's come up from them is at least pretty interesting, except Supermassive Black Hole. I can't get into that one. All the other ones are good. I just can't get into Supermassive Black Hole. I'm sorry. But this is from their, I want to say, Will of the People EP from a while back. They have newer stuff as well, just like Coheed and Cambria does. But this is the one that stuck with me the most and might be my favorite. I'd say it's definitely, there are some Muse songs that might be better, but this is the one that sticks with me, that I reference all the time, and it gets the it's good for like inspiration, gets your imagination going, good for like if you're like writing a story or something. Like this is the kind of like inspiration music you listen to, like a villain song is like Evil Corporation or something, trying to smooth talk you into doing stuff for them, you know, that kind of message. And it's very interesting, and the synths in this one are just iconic. I love the synth, and there's just a and on top of that, there's a crazy bass lick happening as well. So it's a really cool song. I'd love to get, I don't know if I got like a preview sheet of this, but I'd love to get the sheet music for this and play it on piano. That would be awesome. I feel like it would be easy enough to do that because it's just like the similar chords over and over again. But I really, really like the song. And I'm super excited because this is the best opportunity I'm going to have to use these fucking Nier Automata skins that have been down here. Much like Undertale, I have not gotten to Nier Automata, and I really want to, but it just hasn't happened yet. I don't know if this is all that suitable to the plot of Nier Automata, but I'm not going to have a more appropriate thing to use a Nier Automata skin on. So I'm doing this one. There are a few of them out there on the Steam Workshop. One is listed as like old and like another version or something. I think this is the one that is just called Nier Automata, because I did just look into it. A little confusing, I know, but this one is by... Where'd it go? Sarix45. Thank you so much, Sarix. I've had these for a while, and I'm not really sure why. Because, again, I haven't played the game, but, we're gonna use one. And I guess it's got some, like, orangey colors, and that kind of fits the album color, so it's got that going for it, too. But, yeah. We're doing Compliance by Muse. Hope you like it. Alright, we're finishing up Nightly, and then I'm really excited about the song after that. So, yes, this Nightly song, this is the, I told Baba specifically, put a pin in it, we got another a more upbeat Nightly song coming that's a bit of a different vibe, and so that's this one. So we're finishing up Nightly with the other selection from them for tonight, Hate My Favorite Band, which it's kind of funny, because On Your Sleeve, as I mentioned, was the one that they started with when they opened for the Midnight that night that I saw them. And then this is the one they ended with, I'm pretty sure. So there were a few songs in between there. But just an interesting duality there. But this one's a lot more upbeat. Kind of the toll that a relationship took on some things that you enjoy out of life. And I kind of hope that doesn't happen to me one day. Like, you have to become a different person because you shared a bit too much of the things that you were into with a significant other, and then that relationship soured and fell apart, and now you don't want to partake in those things anymore. But, it's relatable, I feel, but I don't. I just hope it doesn't happen to me. But, this one... Although I'll put out a content warning for Baba specifically. To that point of what I just described, as a result of that, they do say that scary movies are shit. I just thought I'd warn you. But if it helps, they liked them before. So blame the girlfriend or whoever the relationship soured with for ruining that for them. I'm offended. I just thought I'd preface that, but overall, I'm curious if you like this one more than the other one, because it is different. But for this one, we are doing... Yeah, we did this one before. It's no longer up there, that's fine. We are doing... It's got a picture very similar to this, and there's a bunch of... Yeah, there it is. So we're doing Insanity, which we've done once before on, I believe, She's American by the 1975. Was that last showcase or the one before that? I'm the one who should know this, and I just don't have good tabs on that aspect of it. But that was the right song. I'm good at remembering the songs that we did with them. But it's very reactive, very colorful. The song's pretty energetic. And another thing I want to mention specifically about this song is, and I think a couple other songs from Nightly, but at times it just feels like they're trying to speed run a song. Like, just give things some time to simmer, you know, and just like spend time on a fun part of the song. But it goes by pretty quickly, is all I'm saying. But just like take a moment. But that's just kind of a general issue that I have, where it's just like short segments, like I talked about the ending of the Coheed and Cambria song. It's like, oh, do that shit again. It's so good. It's like I like it more. I want it to be longer, you know? I think that's a fair criticism. Or it's like a nothing criticism, where it's like you're in a creative writing class and you don't have like actual criticism, so you're just like, I wish it was longer. But yeah, I don't know. Like the verses some segments, the breaks in between almost seem to like go a little too quickly. The song as a whole is like very rapid tempo, so I don't know. Just see what you think. But this skin is by, I love the creativity in this name. So Insanity is by Drew P. Balls. And the Balls is spelled BAHLZ, like a bunch of commitment to that, to disguise it a bit. It's like DREW, middle initial P, BAHLZ. Fantastic. Chef's kiss. Thank you so much. This is a cool skin. Alright, but we are doing Hate My Favorite Band by Nightly. I don't think this one's on an album. This is the single version with that notebook stuff, so I don't know. They're kind of sporadic with their album releases. This song is really, really special, and I'm super excited about this one too. Like Dawn level excited, because in a year of really getting into the strike for that concert, KPop Demon Hunters coming out, like so many other things that should have been my top song of 2025, this song was actually my Spotify most listened to song of 2025. And it is a song from 2016. But I discovered it very, very early into 2025, I believe. I checked my Spotify, I added this song back on January 8th of 2025. And I still cannot skip it. Over a year later. It's that magical to me. Every time it comes on, I'm just like, fuck, there goes another 3 or 4 minutes. But it's just beautiful, and just every part of it is just, I have to listen to it. Is it Draper? And I don't have any other Draper songs, but it's just like my brother just put this on while like cooking one night or something. I'm like, that sounds good. What song is that? Added it, and then it became my most played song in 2025. And just like, I have specific memories of like playing like Black Ops 6 on my Xbox with like Spotify running in the background, and this song came up while I was on the menu. So like I weirdly have a mental image of Master Splinter with a gun on the menu with this song going. Is where I'm at. But this song is just makes me feel joy, and I hope it does the same for you. It's not perfect by any means, because like if I could change anything, it would be the second verse, because dear God, why the hell is the second verse so short? You will see what I mean. It might as well not be there. I don't know why they did that the way they did. But again, creative writing criticism. I wish it was longer. I hate that analogy. That's going to ruin me every time I talk about a song now. Fuck. But yeah, this is magical, a magical song for me, and I hope it hits for you too. For the skin here, we're gonna be so different. We're gonna pick something that looks entirely different from Insanity, and by that I mean something that looks exactly the same. But we're going back to Flash Drive, which we used for No Soul by Say Anything. This is a very like vibrant and reactive, like intense, colorful skin, and what I like about it is it uses some slightly different colors. I believe I mentioned this back when I used it for No Soul as well. But it uses slightly different colors in places. Like we'll get some greens in interesting places and stuff like that. And I want you to just like keep this album art ingrained in your mind, because I feel like color-wise, in terms of like the color palette, we actually get pretty close to that at appropriate times. Because we'll get a lot of like deep blues and stuff in there on the lower parts, and then when the chorus goes, we'll get a lot of the yellow. So it works really well in that respect too. I have not looked into more Draper stuff, but with how much I love this song, I really should. I really should. But this is oh, and the skin is made by Kite. That is Kaight. Thank you so much, Kite. This is a really cool skin. I used it for my favorite Say Anything song a session or two ago. 2 sessions ago, that was 2. And then I am using it for my most played song of 2025. So pretty big compliments for this skin. It's a lot of fun. So what we're doing next, in the past I've done some songs from like, I wouldn't really call it a genre, but more of a location. I would call them like YouTube musicians. That's at least how I found them, like people like DA Games, CG5, people like that. For previous fandoms, like I've done some FNAF songs from DA Games, a Bendy song too, I believe. Silverhound is a bit different, but I did the Silverhound songs that he did for Has Been Hotel characters in the past, and then I did his Hell of a Boss one as well. So the recent fandom that I've gotten into more recently is Glitch's The Amazing Digital Circus, or Glitch and Gooseworks is, I should say. And so found a couple songs from that, and with that, I've been getting into Black Griffin, who also has songs for some other Glitch projects as well as some Has Been Hotel songs of their own, so that was kind of the gateway or the transition, though. But so I wanted to at least do one of those, because it's a bit of a tradition to eventually bridge that gap. This is a song that they did for the character Jax from the show, who is a fan favorite, or the opposite of that, kind of a love-to-hate type of guy. Or like people try to justify his actions or stuff, and then Gooseworks, the creators, like he's I mean, you shouldn't do that. But this this is kind of a song from his perspective. It does feature Michael Kovac, who is the voice actor for Jax, so that's cool. He's got a bit of sway in there, and has his own feature there. We'll see, because we'll see how well this interpretation of the character holds up as the series concludes in the coming months. It might already be outdated, because this song is from a while back, and we have seven of the eight of the 9, I think 8 of the 9 episodes. So whether or not the interpretation or what they're saying on behalf of the character is accurate I don't know, but it's a really fun, really catchy song, so I had to get it in here. I had to. I also like their, I want to say it's just called, is it called Jester, the Pomni and Kane song? I like too. And then they had a song for the Gaslight District as well called Half Alive, which got old at some point, but was pretty enjoyable for a while. That's the kind of thing that it would be really fun to play in this game, I admit that. So I might bring that back whenever the hell the next session is. But for now, I really wanted to get this one on here. This was the best candidate to me. And for this, I did mention that we are going back to Synthwave, and now is the time for that. Best I could say is it's Jax, so we want the purple, we want the yellow sometimes, maybe red for the suspenders and stuff. I tried to do like some album art things, like album drive and stuff like that. None of it really worked for me, so as much as I tried to avoid using Synthwave again, I didn't. So we're back to Synthwave again, and this is by Classified and Lasser Lawrence. As a reminder, we did mention that earlier, but I thought I would reiterate it. But yeah, so we're doing Knock Knock Who Cares, Jax's song, by Black Griffin Basic or something, who's like always featured on Black Griffin songs, and Michael Kovac, who is the voice actor for Jax. We're down to six songs in this 22 track playlist, so we're getting there. It has taken this long to return to... Yes, it has taken this long to return to K-Pop Demon Hunters, but it's finally time to do that. Another favorite for me is Free, which is the song between Rumi and Genu. The names are right there in case I forgot. But yeah, I don't, kind of a mixed bag in terms of reaction for some people. Some people might rank it low. I feel like it's stood the test of time a little better than some of the other tracks, but I'm weird in that, like, the group, I don't know, like how it's done and stuff, like, didn't really stick with me all that much after the movie was over. It's like, all right, that was fun in the moment, now let's just move on. Although Fit Check from my Napalm era is never not going to leave my mind. Or the Who's the Baddest Us Hello. But I don't know, I never really feel the need to listen to how it's done. I never feel the need to listen to Takedown, the bad diss track from the movie that didn't actually get released in canonically. But I don't know, that part where they say, like, it's a takedown, and I'm gonna take you down, like, what? And it's like, it's too dumb. Not really for me. This one stuck with me, and I have a little bit of bragging rights that I can get the whole Genu rap verse correct, and to prove it, I will do it before the song. Oh, time goes by and I lose perspective. Yeah, hope only hurts, so I just forget it. But you're breaking through all the dark of me when I thought that nobody could. And you're waking up all these parts of me that I thought were buried for good. Between imposter and this monster I've been lost inside my head. Ain't no choice when all these voices keep me pointing towards no end. Fuck. I messed it up. It's just easy when I'm with you. No one sees me the way you do. I don't trust it, but I want to. I keep coming back to why does it feel right every time I let you in. There it is. I got it back. I do get those jumbled up. Just easy when I'm with you. No one sees me the way you do. Trust it, but I want. Those are all, like, very similar, so I get them jumbled up a little bit in my head. That might be, like, the reason that the song is stuck with me, the Genu verse. As weird as that is, that might be to say. I don't know how. But, I don't know. I just like doing that part. That just might be my whole reasoning. It's just, like, I like the guy's rap. I don't know. But yeah, I like this one. For this one, we're going to, I know it's at the bottom, I saw it there. Colored Space, which we used for Juno's part is what stuck with me too. Yeah, I like the Juno part. But yeah, for this one we are using Colored Space, which we last used for Russian Roulette by Porter Robinson. Kind of good, like, there are times where I have a fun association with this one for, like, why it works, because as I mentioned back when I used it for Russian Roulette, it's got, like, a heavenly glow at times, and it's just kind of like the camera's very taken aback, so you're just kind of, like, distant, like, looking out at the space, and there's, like, can just be like a vast void, and there's a heavenly glow to it at times depending on the color combination, because this is a varied one. But another thing I like about it is the lines out there are kind of reminiscent of the Hunmoon in the movie. So be on the lookout for that, for kind of why it works. And just, like, quieter times where you're just, like, looking out at the void and see all the lines, and it's like, okay, good, the Hunmoon's intact. You know? But I don't know, I thought it worked. This one I might have to retry a couple times, because I want a color combination. Apparently, something I didn't know before, while I was testing this one a while back, because normally it just picks two colors, and it's like when it's like softer or easier, it's one color, and then when it gets more intense, it changes to another. But apparently there's also a rainbow option, which I thought was cool. It just randomly came up one time. I doubt it'll come up again. It's probably a low chance thing. I can't plan for these things. But I didn't know that was an option at all when it came up. I was like, oh, cool. We will see. What I'd like to do, what's been working for me is, like, if I can get, like, some kind of purple and blue, because I like the purple for Rumi's hair, and then it was kind of at nighttime where they were having the conversation, so if the blue works for that. That's kind of what I'm going for, so I might have to retry a couple times depending on the RNG of this. But Colored Space is by Zinth. That is synth with a Z instead of an S. Thanks, Zinth. This one's really cool. Glad to use it again. We'll see what happens, but this is free by Rumi and Genu, whoever their actual artists are. There's one, EJ is Rumi, I believe. I don't know who's actually Genu, but K-Pop Demon Hunters. You probably know better than I do. Normally with that skin, it picks like 2 color tones, and one of them is a lighter color. But instead, what happened that time is it was like a red or pink, and then it was almost like it picked black as the other color or something. And so it was a lot darker than it should have been, but I kind of liked it. It's kind of like the demon version, like the Genu version of the skin as opposed to the Rumi one. Not initially what I was going for, but I kind of liked it. Anyway, I did want to talk about Golden real quick. The thing with Golden is that, like, by the time the movie's over, you've already had your fill of Golden, like, within the movie. Like, they play it multiple times in the movie. And so I tried to, like, add it to my playlist and stuff afterwards, but it's just kind of like I already had my fill of it. So Golden hasn't stuck with me as much as it probably has with other people. But yeah, the game went to the right one next. So we're at the really emotional climax of the evening. As you may or may not know, we lost a member of Three Doors Down earlier this year, Brad Arnold, the lead singer and apparently the drummer of Three Doors Down. I didn't know that. They passed away in February at, I believe, the age of 48. So at the request of Baba, who unfortunately had to leave early, so they will miss this part, and I'm sad about that. But Baba requested that to this playlist I add a Three Doors Down song as tribute to that of his passing. So I revisited the one Three Doors Down album that I actually own, which is 17 Days. I can do a bit of show and tell here, because I did that before. See? They got a naked child on the cover. Why is that? But aside from that. If you're not familiar with the specific albums, this is the one that has Let Me Go as the hit on it, which is probably mostly forgotten at this point, but back in the Fuse days, mentioning that again, I had seen the video for that and was aware of Three Doors Down before that, so I was kind of excited about that song and this album because of that. At one point I felt like it was one of those albums that disappointed me, or just that I just didn't get much out of. But if you're in the mood for it, I do think there's a lot of good stuff on here. It's Not Me is really good, which you probably saw in the rotation because I was trying that out as a tribute song. The Real Life, Father Son I remember liking for a while. Be Somebody, songs like that. If you're in the mood for them, they're really good. But what I landed on as a tribute is this somber song called Landing in London. which was a hit off the album as well, and like Let Me Go. I think this whole album is just largely forgotten in terms of Three Doors Down stuff. But It's Not My Time. Yeah, that's a Three Doors Down one. I know the one you're talking about. That's more recent than this one. This one is like 2003, 2005. I have the album. 2005. The year, like a magical year for me, honestly. A lot of stuff happened in my life that year, but just like a lot of good stuff too. Like gaming was peak, and yeah. But anyway, I chose this song because it's cut off at the top and you might see at the bottom. This song is featuring Bob Seger, like Night Moves, Running Against the Wind, Like a Rock. Bob Seger is on this track. And with that in mind, how the hell did people forget about this song? Like, honestly. Yeah, so it's a really like somber, really powerful song. I thought because of the Bob Seger feature it would work as a double tribute, but I did some research and apparently Bob Seger is still alive. The man is like 80 years old, but does that make it worse? It's almost like why is Bob Seger still alive, but we lost the 48-year-old Three Doors Down singer, you know? Like if it was flipped, then it would be like, of course Bob Seger's dead because he's older, and then, you know. Okay. But that's interesting to know. So Bob Seger's still alive. But yeah, this is a really, really somber, really powerful song. The lyrics aren't that complicated. It's just kind of like being away from home, thinking about the people you're away from while you're off doing other stuff in London, I guess. But it hits. It hits, and especially as like a tribute with like Brad Arnold being no longer with us, I think it's gonna hit pretty well. Like instead of landing in London, he's hopefully in heaven, not the other place. I don't know. But yeah. Interpret it how you will. But for this one, we are going back to... there was a playlist a long time ago. It was maybe like the third or fourth one where I did... It was mostly recent 1975 songs from the time, from their album that had I'm in Love with You and Oh Caroline and stuff. Like we were doing those, and because of the grayscale nature of that album, I was picking a bunch of like grayscale skins and highways and stuff to match that. So we're going back to one of those. We have this Blackout one here that I think does the job pretty well. I recall, I didn't go back and watch the music video, but I recall that the video is in black and white for this song as well. I don't think it played on Fuse back in the day, but I think I went and found it. Or it was kind of a, oh, this has a music video now on YouTube. Let's go check it out. Or something like that. But I recall it being black and white. Or maybe, was it one of those CDs that had, like, if you put it in, like, a DVD-ROM, it had, like, bonus features, like, you could watch the videos. You know how sometimes they do that? If you have CDs? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if it's one of those, but one way or another, I remember seeing the video, and I remember it being black and white. And because it's, like, a tribute, we're in mourning, stuff like that, I think it works. But this particular skin is by... 849, just those three numbers. Is that their like phone area code? I don't know, but thanks. This is an interesting one. Interesting to do the black and white for effect every now and then. But we are doing Landing in London by Three Doors Down featuring Bob Seger, and rest in peace Brad Arnold. Well, now that the wishy-washy stuff is out of the way, are you ready for the hypest song of the night? The hypest song of the night. We are once again returning to the strike with the song that started it all for me, and that is Nothing New. This is from their not most recent album. I think it's called The Lost Years. Felt inappropriate to use the emotes for that, but still inappropriate. Yeah. I appreciate it. Understandable. Yeah, I think the album is called The Lost Years. I specifically chose the single version because look at that fucking album art, dude. It's fucking gorgeous. I do like the Lost Years album art as well, and you'll see it later. But for that, I specifically wanted those tones to try and do some album art stuff. Didn't work out. I'll get to that in a second. But this was the first song from the strike that I ever heard. Like Vampires was to the Midnight. It was this for the strike that did it. And normally I'd like, your opinion is your opinion. But I think this song is just fundamentally gets so many things right that if this isn't your new favorite song after hearing it, or at least very, very close to that, I think you need to seek professional help because there might be something wrong with you. It just like is down to the core of like what makes music great. So many facets of that are in here. And it's just so fucking good, dude. It really is. I hope I didn't set expectations too high, but this is it's really fucking good, man. Just take my word for it. But you won't have to because you'll be hearing it momentarily. But yeah, I'd like to think there's a strike song that I like more that we'll get to later. But if you pick this one, I understand completely. No doubt about it. I might be lying to myself about the other one because this one's so good. It was unfortunately not quite as satisfying live. I mean, I was vibing out at the time, but it felt like there was something missing. Like the production value wasn't there. But I still have the recording and stuff for it. It was fun. It was a fun time. Glad I went to that concert. Wish I had picked a different, better fitting shirt, but you know, when I get money, I might just go to their online store, just pick the other one if it's still available, or if they've got a different, better one. I don't know. We'll see about that. But yeah, look, with that album art, I desperately tried for some stuff using those colors because that deep red is just so important to have, I feel. I was even doing like Stadium. Stadium was pretty good. I was doing album cover reversion. That was pretty good. But I know in my heart that the song or the skin that needs to be used for this is Retrowave. I know it I knew it from the start, and I was just trying to pick a different one for some reason, but it's got to be Retrowave. We get the red sometimes, but the overall vibe is just better. It's exactly what we need. And who else would this be by than Simon Evo? So yeah, thank you so much, Simon. You've done so much incredible work for the workshop for this game. Hope you're doing okay out there. I don't know what you're doing these days, but I hope to one day make my own Audiosurf 2 thing, and I hope it's half as cool as the shit that you've made. But I'm still trying to figure out how to go about that. Maybe there's like a Steam community tutorial or something, because YouTube videos were not actually cornering the market on Audiosurf 2 anymore. They weren't doing the job. Didn't find anything like that. But anyway, welcome to your new favorite song, Nothing New by The Strike, off of their Lost Years album. Get ready to freak the fuck out. It is a Alright, so this song, this artist, I only know about because in high school I did, what was it called? Flash Revolution? Something like that. It was like some website where you could just play DDR with arrow keys on your keyboard, which almost takes away the entire point of DDR. But they just had a bunch of random artists on there. I want to say Secondhand Serenade was on there. That's why I know them. I think it was some other band that I can't remember the name of. But Love Hate Hero was on there. I want to say this song was on there, but the main one was a song called Amity, which I believe is on the same album. This album also has a song called She Puts the Hoe in Homewrecker, and I don't think I ever listened to it, but isn't that fun? Isn't that fun? Anyway, this song is... we've had some, like, rock songs to a degree. I mean, we did just have Three Doors Down. This is almost borderline metal, and is notable because it has what is probably my favorite guitar solo in all of music, which is saying a lot. That's a high thing to say. But there's probably something more deserving of it, but I don't know, the skill involved and just how fun it is at the part it's at. Like, there's like a more melodic guitar solo that I can pick in terms of like fitting into the music. I can pick another candidate for that, but this is just like the skill involved. Like, well this whole song in general, because the song is like very rapid tempo and metal, so you know the drums are way more ridiculous than they have any need to be. And yeah, they just have a field day with it, and I just really like the guitar solo in it. It's really hype. It's a dated song, and like listening to it, I was listening to it with the earbuds when I was testing like highways and stuff, and even like the mix or like the production of the song sounded unfortunate. Now that I'm in a high quality headset, it's probably going to be even more noticeable, unfortunately. But yeah, Goodbye My Love by Love Hate Hero. Although it bothers me because the song title is Goodbye My Love, and then in the song they only say Farewell My Love, and I'm like, why the disconnect there? If one sounded better, why not just use that consistently, you know? Why two different words that mean the same thing? Just, you know, useless things like that. But for this one, I tried to branch out and find something more interesting for this one, but for this we're just going back to Coloricious Glowing, because we just need something that reacts properly, you know? I tried other stuff, but this is what works. And once again, it's by Sirgalicious, as the name implies. Thank you, Sirgalicious, as I mentioned before. Probably my favorite skin in this whole game, just my go-to, my ride or die. I'm sorry, I'm holding back burps like half the time I'm talking. I'm trying to stop that, but okay. But yeah, we're gonna do Goodbye My Love by Love Hate Hero off of an album from the early 2000s whose name I don't remember. And I'm sorry about that, but song's old. Song is old. Over 20 years. I know that. Alright, and we're going to our final strike song of the night, which is Miles Ahead. And this is the actual album artwork for The Lost Years, which is the same album that has Nothing New and Painkillers, and a bunch of other great songs from them. Might still be my favorite album from them overall. I did check it out in preparation for the concert in January of 2025. And, well, the concert itself was in February, but I listened to the stuff beforehand. It was like, I think it was on Valentine's night, honestly. So like mid-February was when it was. I distinctly remember. But so for how much I talked up Nothing New, there are times where I would call this my favorite song from the strike. There was a time, there is a time, I'm not sure. Maybe I'm kidding myself, and maybe it's still Nothing New, but sometimes I like to question it. Like, maybe... So, I might be setting it up for failure. Smar didn't seem to feel the same way I did about Nothing New, so... Maybe you'll like this one better, or maybe you'll just be like, nah, you absolute buffoon, you idiot. How could you say anything's better than Nothing New? But it just hits, man. This one hits really well. I don't know if there's much else I can say about it. I wish the verses were a little bit longer. Or there's like a... Not the first portion of the verse is fine, and then there's like a second portion. And I wish they would do that twice, and then it would be a decently length verse for me. I'm weird about these things. But the chorus, when the chorus hits and there should be like no reservation at that point, if there is any before that. The chorus hits, man. It's really, really nice. And it's like, I like a lot of the 2024 album. I do. I just don't think anything has hit quite as well as Nothing New and this song have for me, personally. But maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe other people just need to seek professional help. I don't know. Who's to say? But, for this one, we are going back to a skin that I haven't used in a while. It's, that's it. That's what it is. It's always going to be, it's that connection, that first track connection. Like, that was your gateway into them. And so that song's going to mean a lot more. It's like me with something corporate. It's like, yeah, I think I Woke Up in a Car is a better song that stands the test of time, but The Astronaut is always going to be special for me because that was the first Something Corporate song I listened to. That's what it fucking is. So soundtrack is going to do that for you. Fuck. I was trying to build up to the best ones, and in my hubris, in my greed and ultraviolence of America, I blew it. Anyway, what am I looking... It's a great big infinity symbol. I don't know how I ever miss it. There it is. So for this one, we are doing Eterno, a song that never ends. We last used this for With You I Can Run Forever from the Animal Olympics soundtrack. Graham Goldman is the artist, I believe. That was quite a few sessions ago. I don't think... No, I'm wrong. I also used it for Give Me a Try by the Wombats. I believe that was even older, though. But so we've used this a couple times before. But this one has a really nice design and art style to it. It just came out really good. And you'll look at, just, again, ingrain this album art in your memory where you're running on something. I don't fucking... But just man running in a void. And then, like, you've seen this skin before. You know where this is going. There's a person running, and it's vibey. There's a city underneath. It had to be this one. I mentioned a couple other... I didn't really elaborate on this earlier, but I mentioned a couple of the strike tracks were really tough to find a skin for. It was just a tough choice for Nothing New. Like, I wanted to do the album art stuff, but I knew I had to go with Retrowave, so there was that. Cyanide Truth took a while. This one was just like, I know for this song I want to use this. Oh, it works? Okay. So, I've had to test this one the least because it just works together. So there was no other choice I could have picked for it. It's gorgeous. It's a gorgeous song. Maybe you'll like it more than Nothing New. But we shall see. And of course, who else could have done the song that never ends? Simon Evo. This is the last one we're going to do from them tonight. Thank you so much for your service once again, Simon Evo. Made so many cool skins. God bless you, man. Hope you're doing well. But this is Miles Ahead by The Strike. And get ready to feel. We are at the end of our musical journey tonight. Unfortunately. We are down to the last song, and I wonder what that song sounds like. See what I did there? People, you see, this is the appeal. This is how big of a deal K-Pop Demon Hunters is. People are playing Audiosurf 2 again because of K-Pop Demon Hunters. Do you understand? Do you understand how big a deal that is? No one plays Audiosurf 2. People are playing. Crazy. And they got like half the score I did. I don't know how you do that, but okay. But yeah, so this song rounds out my top 3 of K-Pop Demon Hunter songs. The finale, and that's Nothing But the Truth now. Yes. With some cheese on it. That's a different thing than what you were going for, but I added it on there. But yeah, as I mentioned earlier, I really like both of the songs in the climax of the movie. Your Idol, I think, has remained the top spot for me, but I do also really like what it sounds like. Just like the vocal harmonizations just hit different. You know what I mean? It's just like transcendent. It's like, what the hell are we doing? But it just really powerful stuff. So it's really resonated with me. Like I've seen some other people will lean more to like Takedown and how it's done because it features the individual members of Huntrix more, and I understand that. I do. I guess feels horrible to say, but I guess I don't really care about that specifically in the songs that I like, because I kind of like ignored the other Huntrix members with my picks, and I didn't really mean to do that. Like, I mean, they have lines in here, like the harmonization is what does it for me, so it's like they have a role in that, but like how it's done, or like I guess Takedown to a lesser level, features them a little bit better, and I just don't rank those as highly. But that's just where I'm at. That's just where I'm at with that. But this is a powerful finish, I think. I'm not really sure. I feel like I didn't try as hard with the order this time around as I did before. Like I feel like there was a little more logic to it. I mean, I did the thing in the middle with like Born to Survive, Shadowverse, and Dawn, and that was fun. But aside from that, it's just like start with Your Idol, finish with This Is What It Sounds Like. Free wasn't really all that close to the middle. But it's fine. I don't know. It's just could have done more. I don't know if I needed to. These are things that only I care about. As I say, it's probably the only Audiosurf streamer in 2026 and the few years before. But yeah, I don't know. It just feels a little more like I'm winging it. I'm just like ran out of time, and the order is what it is. But I think this is a strong finale. I do. For our your idols, peak villain vibes, especially when they're making thralls. On the other hand, what it sounds like is our Song of Unity. Well, yeah. I mean, they're definitely different purposes and stuff to the song, like different emotions they're meant to convey, and they're meant to be like polar opposites of each other, practically. Yeah. So for this one, as I mentioned, I don't think it's at the top. Yes. For this one, as I mentioned, we're returning to Nightshade. The album art here is very bright, so it's unfortunately not going to come through in the background on this one. It's just going to be bloom. It's just going to look white. But I kind of like that as a contrast to when we used it for Cyanide Truth earlier, because it was a darker vibe and we had the album art there. Now this is just like a white void outside of the Nightshade effects going on. And that kind of lends itself to the song, I think. Like it's an entirely different vibe, and it just merits using the skin more than once in a night. I think it works for that. It gives the skin a bit more versatility that way. I don't know if I would like it as much if it actually showed the album art back there. It's weird. Funnily enough, I also considered it for your idol for a similar reason, but ultimately you do want something darker for your idol. So the brightness lends itself to the message and the energy of the song, and the intensity of like how the highway itself reacts is good as well. It's a very cool skin. I've expressed before I like the skin a lot. It's grown on me with time and is one of my favorites at this point, honestly. And once again, that is made by Bullet Fever 409. Thanks again, Bullet Fever, for capping off the night here. And so we are going to finish with What It Sounds Like by Huntrix from KPop Demon Hunters. Bonus, listen to this one more time, and then like you get the album artwork with the the hope that like the highway will line up with this highway, and it's like, wow, I get it. Southbound driving on a desert night. Yeah, I don't know. We ended earlier than anticipated, so I might just do this real quick for fun. to that end, I'm not sure when I'm going to do another Audiosurf showcase, as I mentioned before. There's new music coming out, like I could find plenty of things to fill a playlist, that's not the issue. If I had to mention specific things, would definitely put some recent Gorillaz on there. The Mountain album is fantastic. I would love to do some stuff with that. There were some things I cut from this playlist, would like to keep trying. Some more Strike, as I mentioned. Definitely check out that Midnight album, see if there's anything else from there. There probably, almost definitely is. I can definitely grab more music to fill a playlist. That's not the issue. The issue, well, now there's the addition of time constraints if I can't do like 4 or 5 hour streams anymore. But the big constraints I was running into were like diminishing returns with like the custom skins, because there isn't a surplus of those being made in this really old game anymore. So I just like, I want there to be something new and interesting each time we come back, and that's harder and harder to do because of that. And then I also wanted to, there are other things that I can mess with. There's other like modes I could mess with. If I find some that I like, but I want to like explore more. I do some more out of the box stuff, so some like completely different modes that completely change the gameplay. There's like a big video line one. If I can get like video files to work, that'll open up a whole other facet of things that we could do, and that would be fun to do. Would love to do that. And then the last thing that I kind of wanted to do is if I'm able to make a highway of my own or skin of my own and play that would be fun to me and would definitely merit another showcase. But so there's a lot of factors, a lot of things I'd like to do for next time. So we will see. We'll see what the hell happens. There's just a lot of uncertainty going forward. I am just I would say come and watch me live on Twitch when I do these, because that's the ultimate experience. Get to see your reactions and your feedback in real time, and the songs aren't muted when I'm doing it live, so you know that's always good. But I don't know when the next one is. These were kind of months. Like normally the only restriction I put for myself is when like I like start preparing for the next one when I'm done with the edit for the last one. But that's not the only thing in the way this time, so we'll see what happens. We'll see what the future holds, but in the meantime, thank you so much for hanging out with me, or jamming with me, or watching at a later time when I eventually get this edited down. And I will see you next time. Have a good night. This is SJNFM signing off.